This is your weekend market review for Saturday, August 23rd, 2025. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka The Trading Agent, your weekend market review, Saturday, August 23rd, 2025. Let's go. Interesting week last week. We had a couple days of down, then we rallied on the Fed policy, where again, I don't think anything has changed expectation-wise. And so again, it's interesting because I think this weekend what I've noticed is that, again, especially in real estate, and a lot of folks are like talking about rates. They're like, oh my God, the Feds are going to cut rate. Oh my God, this is amazing. It's like, where have you guys been? Like, that's always been the plan coming up for September. And this is what's interesting, is that the economic data is absolutely crap, getting worse. But we'll see. I mean, again, we talk about this interest rate policy takes effect 6 to 9 months later. So again, they're way behind the ball, in my opinion. Hence why we've seen the data come in softer. But then again, you'll see GDP this month is supposed to, or for last quarter, supposed to be 3%. And it's like, okay, well, we'll see if that's really makes sense. But again, a lot of tariff stuff hasn't kicked in yet. So at this point, it's, again, you got the rate cuts. I mean, we're at like an interesting confluence where, again, I could see it going higher, but I also could see it lower. And that's where, again, I've got a blend of long and short. So again, this is where you got to be careful here and manage your trades, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions. So again, we'll get into it. Again, this week is kind of a more data week. You got NVIDIA on Wednesday after the close and BABA, and that's about it. And so it's going to be heavy data. And it's the end of the month. So end of the month is on a Friday as well, which typically is a sell pattern. So we'll see what happens here. Again, anyway, new to the channel, check out the Discord, link description below. If you like the chat, hit me up on Calendly. Also, check out, ScorpionAlchemy.com. We're still working on getting all the booking stuff correct, but just posted this blog, and this really applies to actually trading. I don't think, one of the things that I'm going to talk about a lot, especially in the videos, is that a lot of the stuff that I talk about and that we coach and help people on, it's in your mind, right? It's your pattern and it's your unconscious reactions to what happens in the market that actually creates the outcomes that you typically find. Again, if you get lucky and you win, but like most times than not, most people find that they have like a reoccurring pattern within the market. And again, their account balance is obviously the truth teller, not what they tell people. So again, it's interesting. I can click on the link. I need to change the color on something, but there we go, it's refreshed. But yeah, worth a watch. I appreciate it. What you think? I think when you click on it, there you go. And yeah, check it out. I think it's a good read. Again, I put a lot of time and effort to try to get people to understand, like, nobody's immune from this. We all have unconscious patterns, and logic is not the way to solve it. Hence why, again, I almost like challenge people, like meditation, mushrooms. Oh, I need to do ayahuasca. I just need a new mentor. No, you need to figure yourself out. And again, if you want to bypass it by going external, then just don't be surprised when the things return constantly. So again, check out Twitter, posting ideas, thoughts. Also, back to basics education. There's 52 videos. If you'd like to donate to the channel, links description below. Again, you want to hit the thanks button. I appreciate it. Again, also tradingagent.com, turning profits into passive income. Let me know how I can help. All right, fear and greed in there. It's back at 61, I think, if I remember for correct close. I mean, that was a big pop. So interesting to see how it continuations. Again, we know like the last, again, I posted in the Discord room, the last, 5 major like inflection points where the Feds talked. The market rallied typically on the August Fed speak in Jackson Hole, but then flopped pretty hard the following week. We'll see if that plays out. Like I said, anyone who's confused about the Fed's cutting next month, again, it's 75%. And this is what's so hard, is data is weakening, but also inflation isn't really coming in. If you go check out the data from the last couple weeks, it's still near 3%. That's not their core target at 2%. Bitcoin, as we talked about, I trust it 0. And especially when you break out with no volume and then you get sell bars, it feels like a bull fucking trap. Now, again, how long can it hang out here? We'll see. And maybe it does get volume to the upside, but at this point, could be stuck until the Fed meeting. Oil, chopping around. Again, I like oil down at these prices. Easy with a stop. Natural gas, enjoying the pullback. Again, I'm really hoping for it. I don't know what the right level is, but the lower this thing goes, the more I like it. I like it a lot. So again, how low could we go? I'd be watching somewhere in this like mid to lower 2 bound. So again, if you got questions, don't hesitate to reach. Again, I always take notes of this, and I was just thinking, I'm like, man, I'd like, actually post J-hole down typically, like right in that. And I like natural gas so far. Like UNG is not the play. It's shorting KLD, and we'll get to those levels later, in my opinion, if you're going with the natural gas route. Oops, sorry, screenshot. Dollar, again, got hammered on the Fed talk. Not surprised. Selling the dollar, keep an eye on it. We've talked about it. It's like it's in a big consolidation pattern. It's going nowhere till it goes somewhere, but I mean, it doesn't really feel like there's money buyers down here. TLTs, again, the Feds are going, rates are going lower. Again, if that's really going to happen, it's a really easy binary trade. And again, someone's like, what do you mean if it's not? Again, the bond market is not controlled completely by liquidity from the Feds, right? Like people have to buy our bonds. If they don't feel like these are good yields, then yeah, they probably will be buying or selling bonds. So again, this is where you don't have to like overthink it. Just watch it. Watch this like mid to low 80s. VIX, I mean, look at the VIX. I mean, we talk about how it can get in these choppy patterns. And if you're on near the low side of the VIX, it's worth the buy. I mean, in my opinion, this is where you can really hedge at the highs. Not to say the market can't go higher, but fuck. If you're not hedging at all, and you're just riding it out, I mean, again, let's just tie it there. I mean, you're not far from the low end bound. So just be careful. VIVIX, as we talk about, typically bottoms first. Look at this thing. Kapow, all over the place. 85 worth a watch. SPY, I mean, again, nice 1.5, 3%. Held the 20-day, right? Like, can't even get a pullback. Okay, I get it. I'd be keeping on this because again, if you're doing the rubber band man theory, you get bigger, you get tired over time. I mean, you're getting more tired. Look, notice like the length of the up action and amplitude is getting weaker. So again, you're back at the inflection points. I'm rather impressed. They rallied it on Friday, but I'm also not. Again, we talked about taking profits on shorts, having some long. So again, you may have not killed it unless you were 100% long, but you definitely made money in certain places. QQQ, as we talked about, is lagging. That's where I'm shorting. Tech is my jam. Keep an eye on it, right? IWM, again, we talk about like if you're positioned long term, I've recommended this highly so many fucking times, I don't even know how to say it. For the long term, if you're picking between allocations between large caps, small caps, tech, blah, 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 like, small caps is your place to be. Big 5-year consolidation pattern going nowhere. Again, if money comes flowing back in the United States, small caps have the best upside. Again, I don't really give a shit about DIA, but just made new highs. So worth a watch, right? Gold. This is where it gets interesting, right? Like we've talked about this. Like, where is gold going? Well, what if it doesn't go anywhere? It's okay, actually. Like, that's the thing. The bigger the shakeout, the bigger the move that's coming. Like, I can't buy the mid-range. Sorry. Just leave it the fuck alone. Silver. Again, we like silver. It seems to be holding up pretty well. Miners seem to be holding up well, especially with the market, because the market sees value in gold, miners being undervalued, in my opinion. When you zoom out long term, right? I mean, even further, way back. I mean, you're still not anywhere near your all-time highs. So I would not, and this is what I keep telling people, like if the miners pull back, I don't think you'll have a problem with them long term. So again, it looks like the miners, again, we like material names acting better. AEM, we talked about this one like kind of lagging and then starting to catch up. Okay, held a 20-day. AG, I mean, this one should be breaking out. It's not yet, but who knows? Newmont has definitely been leading up. Okay, worth a watch. Again, like I said, I think if anyone, if you're shorting miners, you're kind of stupid. But don't just buy them to buy them. I would buy dips, right? That's how I look at it. So PAAS looking like it could be going. Taiwan Semi after all this week bounced back. I mean, was it Jensen for NVIDIA was like, if you buy Taiwan Semi, you're a smart person. And it's like, no shit. If you bought, right? Like if you're buying now, you missed the run, folks. And again, not to say they can't go back to highs. I mean, I personally think this chart's busted, but we haven't seen the big volume capitulation pull down yet. So could be a choppy range. Like Micron, right? Everybody loves Micron. No, it looks like shit. It's been chopping. AMD, right? Look at these names. This one is showing definitely capitulation at the highs. Keep an eye on it, but we'll see. NVIDIA, right? Like their chips aren't going to be able to be, China ain't going to take their chips. Okay, all right, 20-day broke. First test of the 20 days, usually, if the trend is down, should fail. I mean, it's a really easy trades. Not trying to, like NVIDIA, like just write it 20-day. Like, what happens? Remember, they have earnings coming on Wednesday, so be careful. SMCI, look, this thing's gotten absolute donkey punched. Intel, it looks like the Feds, government bought a 10% stake in them. I've said this for a long time. I don't really see any value unless you buy at the lows. All right, well, if it can get over 26, 27, then maybe it could. But again, I don't know what they're buying an investment in it for what? The government can run the chips? No, they're hopefully going to try to give them the funding and put somebody in place to actually do it. It's kind of like when Saudi Arabia invest, their public funds. Like the goal is for Saudi Arabia not to manage those companies. It's just to provide liquidity. AVGO. Yeah, looks like it's top, pulling back again. That's why I like the SMH, right? Like shorting it, right? Back testing some old trend lines. Like again, I don't know. Do we retest the highs? It looks like a big megaphone, right? That's my guess, right? Dinosaur pattern. All right, I need some humps coming up. Like right there's your big head. Keep an eye on it. Adobe. This one has been all over the place, coming off the lows again, back testing the trend line. That's why we leave those things there. Congrats if you bought it. Applesauce looks like it's topped. All right, but keep an eye on it, right? Like high and tight would be bullish, but these things just nowhere near the highs. They're not leading like they used to. Amazon, right? Same thing. Like just chopping around, not leading like they used to. Meta, just trading around. This one's short all over. Like, here you go. I mean, I feel, again, this one has made new highs, but I see their biggest problems. They're laying off people, freezing AI sector, everything. I mean, they overinvested in something that is not going to give them the return on value. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to Meta and using their search platform to fucking get information. They're going to ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek. I mean, it's just, no one's even interested in Facebook, fucking AI. Sorry, just keep an eye on this because, again, 20-day being the next key. CLM. This has a nice little bounce off the lows. Again, back testing the range. Google had a nice bounce to new highs. Wick, though. That wick. Microsoft, this one's been burning for a while. You're at the 50-day. We'll see what happens here. That looks like a blow-off top. Like, that's the easiest formation. NDAQ, again, we talked about shorting this one. Nice little pullback, right? We'll see what happens at 20-day. MicroStrategy. It's like, okay, Bitcoin to the moon. It's like, well, why is MicroStrategy? I've said this. I think BlackRock's shorting the shit out of the stock. They're going to get Michael Saylor to capitulate. When he capitulates, he's going to be selling Bitcoin. They know the cycle here. Again, if you've read Reminiscent Stock Operator, this is a classic whale versus whale trap, right? Or not trap, like game. Like, again, go read that book. Link description below. You can get Amazon. If you use my link, I get 30 cents. I'm just kidding. Probably that. Maybe less. Netflix, this thing looks like it's top trading at the 20-day. Roblox, keep an eye on this one. This thing got beaten on some insider information about potentially pedophilia dealing with. Again, that was already known. This is what's crazy. It's like, yeah, they know about it down here. I was calling it pedo blocks, but all right, I guess, again, racing to the high. The money flow looks like shit on that one. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's stuck for a while or heading lower. CrowdStrike, again, we like the cybersecurity names. They've been pulling back. I'd probably watch to buy these in October. They look like they're in big consolidation patterns. Trade them how you will. Trade them how you will. Good old Tesla. All right. Again, we've talked about this thing. It's all over. I like it when it breaks trend lines. When it broke trend line, gave it back. I mean, I don't know what to tell people here. I mean, again, I would probably look to buy this more in like here. Like, it's like October time frame. Last year, let's look at October. Yep, 2023. Not in that one, October. Look at that run in October. Again, I mean, I just don't think I would touch it at this point. So, all right, let's get into some of these other names that we follow so well. Palantir looks like it's topped, right? You see, like, the leadership is looking like it's topping. And this is what we talk about. Like, this is where if the leadership tops, I want to see it rotate into materials names. And that's what I think in small caps. We'll see. Insight, again, if you bought this one, told you guys in the 50s. Fuck yeah. Upper 80s. Congrats. HIMS. Again, anyone who buys this is high out of their fucking mind. It's a trading stock. If you believe all the stories all the idiots on Twitter are telling you in stock and FinTwit, you are an idiot. The stock is a trading vehicle. It has nothing proprietary value because anyone can duplicate it. Yeah, they have a good management team, but anyone can out-compete with them. There's no moat around this business. Baba. Right, chopping around. Again, we like this name at the lows in that like 100 area now. McDonald's finally bouncing back a little bit. Okay, this thing's been choppy and sloppy. Starbucks, again, we talked about, like, just because you stole the CEO of Chipotle doesn't mean shit. You got to earn it. And now it's looking more like a fucking Head and Shoulders top. You need to get over this. You need to start building again. And if it's not, if it can't build during this time while the market's holding up, it's got problems. Airbnb gaps down, bouncing back again. Not really too much on that one. Coin, like look at this again. Another one that went wompered, pulling back. DKNG. Again, I think this is. I mean, again, I'm not pulling strings here yet, done anything, but I do like the idea of shorting these gambling names after you get back into the loop here. I think we talked about like coming into the August, September gambling for football. Like there's definitely a ramp up in these stocks. Costco, we talked about this one when it peaked. It's going to be going sideways and chopping. Congrats, FedEx got a nice bounce. All right, we'll see. I mean, again, it looks choppy and sloppy. XLF, again, we've been talking about financials. That was a big pop on Friday. We'll see. SoFi, again, I like this one. All right. I don't know if I like it now, but it definitely has. I mean, that high and tight looking good. Same thing as like Hood, right? Like these look good, but they need to consolidate. Some of them more than others. I feel like SoFi is. Well, again, we'll keep an eye on that one. But Hood, I mean, I've talked about buying. We bought this one for the IRAs down at the 200-day and around the 40-50 area, so feeling pretty good about it, managing it. JP Morgan, right? People talking about shorting this. I like the idea, but fuck, man. It looks like now Head and Shoulders. Look at the ex-div day in July. I mean, I'd be watching this mid 290, 297 area. Morgan Stanley Morgan, right? Back at the highs. Bank of America, right? Buffett sold, and there it goes, the new highs. We'll see. Goldman Sachs. I mean, again, that information. I mean, they got very excited, like Kerry, right? They got super excited that the Feds are going to cut. Where y'all been? We'll see if it keeps up. XBI, we talked about this one being a beast. Coming off the lows, just building to higher highs and higher lows. Keep an eye on it. United Health, I'm putting this one in the realm. Like, again, I don't know why you would want to buy this other than the gamble. I know Buffett bought some, but he bought it at 411. I still think they have issues, and this is going to be one of those stocks that you're just going to have to trade it. I think everyone wants to hold it for long. I don't see them bouncing back any quickly, meaning like the price actually went to 600. Housing got a nice bounce on Friday. Again, housing sucks. But everyone getting excited about lower rates. Okay, keep an eye on it, right? So be careful. Let's get into material names. This is where I get giddy. I get excited. XLB, we've talked about this. I think I like material. I like the material names, the way they're acting, right? They've been. Sorry, I think material names account for 2% of the S&P 500. It's definitely under-owned. And that changes, you're going to see things change. Dow, so I got Slammer Jam back test the trend line. I know people are eyeing it down here. I just would wait for a pullback. So you got a kind of small one during the week, but held up really well. CE, let's talk about this one pulling back. You're welcome. Look at that. Boom, right back. Caterpillar, meow. This one's a little harder to trade, in my opinion, because again, I like material names, but damn, this thing has had a monster run. DE, this one's been holding up really well after a big run. If you zoom out, you'll see it. Don't even want to like waste time on it. Nucor, again, we like steel, and the reason why I don't want to waste time on those, they're at the highs. I like some of these ones that are just coming off the lows with volume. Like any pullback, again, Buffett, was it Buffett buying Nucor? I know someone big was. And again, we talked about this one buying at 34. Looks like a nice bull trend. See, this is what I like to see. Big up, consolidate, come right back. VALE, again, and we've been talking about the buying this in the 9s. It looks good. Feels like it's bottom. The Arrow, we talked about this one buying 13s. Feels good. I mean, a lot of these names, look at the volumes at the capitulation in July, February again. Tariffs hit, pulled these things, boom. There we go. FQVLF. Another material name, just watching. SCCO, I know some folks who bought it at the 93 level. Makes sense. The 100-day, again, if you zoom out, there's some massive capitulation. And again, if the tariffs ultimately, I think the goal is obviously not to keep them on. It's to action. But if it does, it's like prices go up either way. Keep an eye on that. FCX, again, we talked about buying this one at 38. Nice little bounce Friday. Again, a lot of these names. URNJ, we like nuke names. Nice pullbacks. Bouncing Oklo. I don't know. I mean, I may have missed this one. Oh, come on. Oklo is pending. Oklo looks really interesting, though, because we talked about that, like, low 60s. You can buy it with a tight stop. Keep it simple, stupid. CCJ, again, there's some folks who bought the dip on this one. Again, not as big a dip, but we'll see what happens here. Again, I'm not saying I would again, it's like rare earth metals and the uranium names have been a little sky high. CF, again, we talked about the ag names pulling back. Mosaic dropped on earnings. Nice gift. NTR, same kind of thing, right? Chopping around. SQM, we talked about this. I like this one. Bought the dip at 43. I sold a little at 45. I mean, again, lithium names have been on fire. I don't know why they would not continue. But again, watch the levels. Again, if you get over this 46 area, you can see the low 50s real easy. Congrats. I know people are trading this. AA is another one. Aluminum. I'm like, man, I don't know when they're going to break out, but these things are sloppy and choppy. But if you watch the levels, you get rewarded every time. Rewarded. Keep an eye on it. Kalu, again, look at the volumes off the low. These things have been pulls back. We talked about 100, 200-day. Congratulations. MP, this is the thing. I just don't think I would chase these. Keep an eye on this one. Again, this is a name like rare. Like they've been on fire. Let them calm down. Right? REMX, same kind of thing. Like, let these calm down. TMC got slammed. Watching that 100-day. Keep it simple, stupid. Cliff, one of your favorites, right? Like, a lot of these names, they're not going to be day-to-day easy to pick. But, again, if you're investing long-term, I think that's where you go. And, again, when I say go, that's where you go and you just disappear. And you let it fucking roll. Oil, keep an eye on this stuff, you know. Keep an eye on this. Geopolitical, UNG. As I said, I hate this product. KOLD, man, if you could see the KOLD, I don't know. If natural gas down to 230, maybe 42, worth a watch on that one. XOP, again, we talked about buying oil and gas names. Look at this, holding the 100-day. Ooh, boy, watch the downtrend. And again, we talked about in the Discord room, some folks were buying these names. Talk about how gasoline names lead first. They look like they're confirming up off the lows. Right, ExxonMobil, right? We talked about this one. Discord room, look at that. Starting to catch. BP, as I said, this is Shell's going to buy these guys out. Breaking some downtrends. Uncle Warren. Talked about buying this literally on Thursday for the breakout. Look at this. I mean, you've broken the downtrend, friends. Uncle Warren ain't going to lose. You're like, who the fuck are you talking about? It's Uncle Warren Buffett. He'll buy the whole damn company if you really ask him to. Uncle Warren, will you buy the company? If he likes it and they're going to print money, absolutely. Devin, again, a lot of these names, like they look like they're about to cook. Making new highs, right? Apache. If they cut rates and oil goes, I mean, dude, they're so fucked. Not, and again, because they're always late to the party. We've talked about Apache, right? Like, look at these names. Lyondell Base, if you bought that dip, ooh-wee. Right, CBE, look at this, ooh-wee. LNG, I mean, these names seem to be chopping around. Again, if there's going to be some deals, keep an eye on it. EQT, again, we like this one. I'm watching this area. I'm not really in love with the action. I forgot solar, as I always do. All right, look at this, boom. Sedge, right? We talked, again, I'm not a big fan of ENPH, but nice move. Right, First Solar, we talked about this one. Like, right when you break out, man, this thing is so fun to trade. Broke the 200-day. Look at that, nice move. Again, I trade these names. I mean, but I've said this. Like, if you disappear, I don't doubt we can't make new highs in time, especially the good ones. HYG corporate debt got a huge fucking bounce. New highs. Keep an eye on it. Right, keep an eye on it. Not the volume you think, but we'll see. You get the continuation. Last but not least, Flex LNG. I've said this, we're natural gas exporters. You're welcome. Again, you're welcome. So again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. This is the whole point of this, is that this is for education only, right? Like, we're not selling you a service. I don't do and trade for other people. As many every day I get it. You manage this one? No. I want you to figure it out. That's why I like, again, if you want help, and the reason why most people can't manage money is because, again, the mindset. They can't control their subconscious reactions to when they get triggered. If you don't know what a trigger is when your nervous system gets revved up. And if it gets revved up, again, the mind takes over. And the mind is very self-destructive. And what do you think typically happens, right, when you get triggered? Are you actually reflecting back your highest state of consciousness and your best form of yourself? Fuck no. Look at the folks that get triggered. Next thing you know, you see them yelling in the streets, right? Next thing they're yelling at their friends. They're bad parents. They're bad children, right? You're bad and when I say bad relative, meaning like you're not at your best state, right? You're in your like lower vibrations, you're acting out, you're playing the victim or you're playing the aggressor, you're going on the attack, right? Like every victim has also someone victimizing, so people love to play both roles conveniently. Again, I could go on for hours about this, and if you want more talk about it, maybe I'll do a little podcast talk with some of the coaches that are involved in this. You just see the shit for what it is. Again, to get triggered, it's the greatest gift in the world. We tell people without blowing up inside, meaning like allowing the feelings to kind of bubble up versus repress them, you gotta move through it. And sometimes you blow up doesn't always mean like you take it on other people. It's like you have to cry. You have to allow the emotions to overwhelm the system so that they can be flooded out. Because remember, if you stow emotion, it stays in your body and eventually it just comes out again. So think about it. If a trigger that continues to reoccur in your life, that means there's something you need to feel deeply here so that you don't get triggered again, right? You have to think about it that way. And again, so these are topics that are very, very useful for trading, but also just for success. Again, we work with a lot of high functioning people, but they don't recognize they still have their own issues. Like you can still be dysfunctionally and successful. So, all right, anyway, another time, another topic. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Appreciate the love, support, generous education, generous donations. If you would like to check out that blog article, I think it's a good read. Talk to you guys and gals later. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.